Hello, wonderful people of the internet. It's Shadows Girl 1920 here, and we're back on Karmacraft for the first time in like a month and a half, maybe even 2 months. If you guys watched my Tree 7 farewell server tour rambling thing, you would have seen some of the reasons why I've kind of been struggling with YouTube and Minecraft and all of that fun stuff, and essentially I'm just creatively burnt out, and it happens to me very easily. But yeah, I thought we'd do an attempt at a chatty episode. I am actually really sick. You may have been able to hear it in the Tree 7 video, which I finished recording about 10 minutes ago. And yeah, I've had a cold for about 2 weeks now, and then there was the unfortunate incident with a fresh jalapeno and an itchy nose, and that's not feeling so great right now. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna spend some time bordering off where our enchanted valley is going to be and setting up some appropriate storage. I'm going to build a proper storage building at some point. I think I'm just going to build like an open front storage area, probably dig it into this hill. But yeah, I thought I would mark out where I'm going to be so I know where to rip the trees down, where to completely clear out everything, and then we can just kind of work from there. It'll also help Karma with her custom biome, because I know she kind of needs to know where I am so that she can build without worrying about encroaching on my territory. Although labeling it my territory, I don't feel right about that either. But I'm just kind of marking out where the blocks are going to start transitioning back into the other biome, and I'm just using random junk blocks that I can pick up again while mining, and just kind of marking out my borders. So yeah, but with the whole creatively challenged thing, I found that after building and playing with a lot of the Tree server members and Karmacraft members, I've found that I have issues where every now and again I feel like a bit of an imposter. Like gosh, that gave me a fright. I forgot about blocks popping back into your hand. Like being part of a server like this is something I'm not 100% cut out for. I've had a bit of an issue with the fact that it takes me huge amounts of planning and a lot of thought that has to go into my builds before I even build them. Pretty much everything I build, unless it's a house, I can put 4 to 6 hours of planning into. The cathedral, upwards to 10 to 12 hours of planning before I even built a section. Like, I probably put 3 times more work into planning that thing than I did actually building it. So that was a thing that really ate into me quite a bit. Now I'm bringing it down just a little bit further. I'm hoping that I don't encroach onto Eddie's territory here. Thank goodness for slime boats. But yeah, so I struggle with that, and the amount of work and planning I put into my builds is the reason why I feel so confident with them, but it's also the reason why I get burnt out so quick. And I kind of struggle a bit with that. I struggle a lot with the whole talking and building thing, as you guys know. I've covered that a few times. Okay, I think I'm good building down here as well. Yeah. But yeah, I've mentioned that in videos and streams and all sorts multiple times that I struggle with the whole building and talking thing. But it's... I struggle with the talking thing in general, to be honest. That's a long-term thing though, and it's something that, you know, 2 years of speech therapy didn't fix, so it's probably something I'm going to be stuck with. Yeah, but I tend to really think about what I'm going to say and whatnot, especially when I'm just talking on my own. Like in a situation like this where it's late at night, kids are in bed. I'm literally on my own talking to my computer. And it's something that even after over a year on YouTube, I'm still struggling to kind of get used to that idea. What's even worse is getting used to having to listen to my own voice while I'm recording. But I spent a lot of my life trying to be very cautious about my actions and things I said and did. Yeah, just it makes life very difficult when you're having to be cautious about everything. And it's a hard habit to break. Especially when you know full well that it's kind of hard to mess things up as long as you know you're not going to be saying something horribly offensive. But it's still just that little bit of paranoia in the back of my head. It's just something I struggle with. I don't even know how much of this ramble's going into the video. I'll edit out whatever is too repetitive or over the top. But, I mean, back to, like, the whole creative thing, there's just... It almost feels sometimes when I'm worn out from having to do all of the thinking and creating and grinding for resources, it almost feels like all of the stuff that I have to do off camera is almost like a waste. Like, I reach a point every now and again where playing Minecraft is just no longer fun because I'm constantly grinding for a video, or I'm needing X amount of stacks of resources to achieve a goal of some description, or I want to build a thing that I just cannot for the life of me get to look right. And instead of just moving on to a different project and coming back, I just kind of step away. And it's just... I feel like I'm one of those people that tend to find it easier just to be very passive about things. I don't like to do things that make me anxious, so I just avoid them at all costs. I don't even know how much sense I'm making. But yeah. So I'm trying to find a balance. I've been on YouTube for a year now, and I didn't do a big 1 year video because I was in the middle of a creative breakdown, which is kind of what I've started labeling them as. I am very happy with how this is turning out, considering I'm freehanding it. But I look back at my original videos, my first videos, and I cringe at a lot of them. I know I'm making improvements simply because things that I thought I did that were good, I don't see as good anymore. And I feel like I'm probably a bit too self-critical, but I mean, I'm trying right now. And I'm trying to just have fun, because I find that my videos work out better when I'm actually having fun, and I find that collaborating with other YouTubers really helps. Like Karma, seriously, she's like my best friend on the internet. We're like, every time I get a chance to work with her, I absolutely love it. I have so much fun working with her. And time zones have made that hard, especially with the transition, with daylight savings ending here and starting in the States. We've all of a sudden gone from having a 5-hour separation to having a 7-hour separation, and that just, it makes it even harder, especially when we've got kids and life outside of YouTube and things that always need to be done. And I work weekends, so the days where I don't have the kids, I'm still kind of stuck with the whole having to do this on my own thing. But, you know, food needs to be put on the table, so I have to work. Right. And we're using this wee river as a border as well, because I'll build a wee shore down to it on my side. Cool. So that's all outlined. I have a lot of trees to rip down. But I mean, vein mine is a thing, so that shouldn't be too hard. I am struggling with the fact that I also have not managed to find gold on the server just yet. And I know that there's another recipe for making the casts for tinkers. I need to look it up, and I'm lazy. So that's a thing. But yeah. So yeah, onto the channel. What I'm wanting to do is start looking after myself, would be the best way to put it, while still producing videos. And I'm going to stop worrying about numbers. I mean, another one of my 1-month breakaways, I had an absolute meltdown. I'd spent such a long time working on a video that I hadn't actually uploaded anything for about a week. And I uploaded this video, and around the same time that video went live, I lost a subscriber. And it made me feel pretty bad, actually. And like, I shouldn't feel bad just because someone didn't like what I put out. I mean, there's 45 other people who do like what I put out. But I'm going to stop worrying about numbers. If I hit a milestone, I'll still celebrate it, because I do appreciate the people who watch my videos. But it's not going to be something I obsess over. So yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, essentially I want to work on my confidence while I'm doing videos. And I want to do videos that don't involve me sitting at a computer for 15 hours to create a 20-minute video. Because that's, with a job and a house and kids and a wedding coming up in September, it's not sustainable. And it hasn't been sustainable, obviously, with the whole brain thing going on, the creative slumps and the getting tired of playing games. Like, I mean, I shouldn't be getting tired of playing video games. They used to be my getaway from all my stress, and now they've become my stress, and I don't like that, so we're fixing it. And this is a ramble, and it's a long ramble. I normally cut myself off from rambling when I'm doing my videos, but kind of need to cover it. Alright, but I think we'll start digging out for our storage area. I'm going to start it at about this level. The great thing about this is I will build a front entrance. It's going to be very similar to the second full craft series. No, first one where I was building in the mountains. Yeah, I'm going to build into the mountain and build a little front on it, and then just hollow it out and decorate it from there. But it will be in the same style as these, the same woods. I'm going to have to collect some more andesite because I just used all of it. But yeah, I now know where I need to torch up and things like that. But once I'm done building an appropriate storage area for starting off, we'll really start looking into using modded storage afterwards. But I need somewhere to put all the junk while I start ripping down trees and I start clearing away all of these gardens that are around. We've got a lot of gardens that, you know, drop all the Pam's Harvest Craft stuff. We've got a couple of beehives, you know, things that need to be put into storage. And that way I have access to all of my stuff. And I should really move while I'm talking. I feel like that's a thing. But yeah. Once we've got that done, we will have just a few more chatty episodes while I clear out all the trees and while I build a couple more small buildings, and then we will work on the biome. I'm not going huge on this server, not in this area, but I still want it to look really nice. And I'm not the greatest at terraforming, so I'm doing this as a way of practicing it. But I thought less time lapses, less jump cuts between building updates, you know, hey look I did this, hey look I did this again, and all of that fun stuff. It's exhausting because there could be 3 hours or a whole entire day of looking after my kids in house between shots on top of getting all the work done, and it gets exhausting. So yeah, as you guys have noticed, this will be my 5th video this week, and that's simply because I'm going by this philosophy of just enjoy the game, do the talking, and all of that fun stuff. Oh, it's getting dark. I don't want to get killed by the beasties. But yeah, so that's the thing. Also, Mixer, I'm going to start trying to live stream once a week on a Sunday night, my time, just when the kids are in bed and I'm done with the weekend at work, because I only work weekends. I'm a stay-at-home mum for the rest of the week, which, given my schedule, is actually more intensive than you might think. But yeah, it's just, it'll be my way of unwinding from work. And I will, as I get time, take the VODs from those live streams and chuck them on the channel. I am expecting last Sunday's, actually it was Monday for me this time because it was my birthday live stream. I'm expecting that VOD will probably go out next week, but that really depends on timing. I've got about 4 hours of footage to go through. I'm aiming to have about 2 hours per live stream, just short and sweet, something to do, a way to unwind from work and talk to people. So yeah, that'll be a thing. But I mean, if I end up having to record with other people, or I don't feel like being social, the live streams just won't happen. Alrighty guys, I've had a wee think. I haven't actually moved from here. We will be, as I said, using the same colour scheme as the other house. I might bring it to a darker purple floor in here than what it is for the other builds. But that's just... Working with the pastels is beautiful, but we want some bits to kind of match the rest of the channel. But yeah. I think the TLDR of my big 20-minute ramble that I'll be trying to edit down as much as possible because it's very repetitive is that, like, doing YouTube, I'm struggling to keep it fun. So I'm going to be simplifying the channel and playing for fun and recording for fun and doing what I did when I started and enjoying it again. Because I can't just keep burning myself out over and over again. I want to continue with this channel, and if I keep doing that, I'm not going to be able to. It's not sustainable and it's not feasible. So, yeah. And then, yeah, live streams are going to be a thing. I'm going to start teaching myself to use video games as a way to wind down, not as a stressor. I want that to be a thing in my life again, where I play video games because it's fun to play them. I don't want to be sitting here going, what's the internet going to think if I do this, or if I say this, or if I all of a sudden go crazy because I've had too much coffee, or I'm a little bit sad sounding because I've had a hard day or a hard week, or my kids have been butts, because, you know, that happens. But I would really like some input. I would like to know what you guys want to see from me. I understand that I always gain subscribers when I play modded. I understand that chances are a lot of you want to see me playing more modded. So I will be trying to do that. But I really do want to hear what you guys want to say, because that is important. I mean, I've just finished up Evil Genius. I am wanting to get back into Fallout. I will be rebooting it again because I feel like that's... I'm struggling with that game because it's a very different style of game to anything I've ever played. With the top-down point and click and the turn-based combat and things like that. It's actually... It's a bit of a transition. There's been a lot of teething pains with me getting into it. I wanted to do a blind playthrough, but I think I'm going to be looking at very old game guides that used to be a thing and that are still on the internet, and I'm going to really use it as a way to learn how to play the game and then play through 2, and then I'll be jumping into 3. I'm going to skip Brotherhood of Steel because from what I've seen, it's no longer considered canon. And I think that's simply because a lot of people didn't enjoy the game. I've seen a lot of negative reviews for it. So I think I'll stick to 1, 2, 3, New Vegas, and 4, which I definitely know how to play 4. That was my binge game that I played for ages and ages. I streamed it on Twitch long before I had my YouTube channel. It's just a game I enjoy. So I don't think I'll struggle too much with the later Fallout games. It's just these first ones in the series with that point and click and the turn-based combat, and I need to look at it from a different perspective. Like, I mean, I play Dungeons and Dragons, and again, that's the turn-based combat. It's, you know, it's all very in the imagination rather than on a screen, but I should be able to get into the roleplay and stuff if I see it more as a digital Dungeons and Dragons set in a post-apocalyptic setting than me seeing it now as a first-person shooter video game thing where, you know, it's not like the later ones in the series. So I'm gonna start looking at it differently, because otherwise I'm just not gonna be able to finish that series. And I really want to. I want to play through all the games with you guys. So we're going to use some game guides, and I'm going to just try and get into the role play and try and have fun with it and see how it goes from there. Now, I think this is almost big enough. Yeah. And again, the reason I'm not using vein miner for this is because I want a precise shape and I want a precise size. And like, I haven't managed to build a hammer or anything with tinkers. In fact, I haven't been on up until today very much since I recorded the last episode a good couple of months ago. So yeah, just trying to ease back into it. Alright. And I'm probably going to bounce up there and block it off. Although I might just raise the ceiling one more block. Alright. But yeah, I almost feel like I kind of needed to do this. Just this whole ramble about my feelings on YouTube thing. So that you guys kind of get where I'm coming from. Because I kind of feel rather suck when I just kind of disappear and just cannot for the life of me bear the idea of getting online, even though it's something that I typically used to enjoy. And yeah, it just kind of sucks that it means I neglect my channel quite often. And yeah, I think I'm gonna keep the channel going and keep the video uploads coming, but I'm gonna go back to just doing it in a way that I enjoy it, rather than trying my hardest to be amazing when in reality I'm not having fun doing that. And it makes it a lot harder. I spend more time thinking about it than actually talking on camera and things like that. And it just it's hard to talk naturally, and it's hard to enjoy myself when I'm stuck in my own head trying to make it amazing. And that's just not where I'm at right now. So we're gonna take a step back. Alright, so I've dug that out. I'm gonna dump all these blocks in here. And then I think I'm gonna leave it at that for today. So yeah, back on Karmacraft and hoping to stay here for a bit. Yeah, but that's all we've got time for today, guys. So if you like the video, then hit that like button, and if you like the channel, then please subscribe. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Mixer. Links will be down in the description below, and I will see you all next time. Bye!